Elohim, the I am that I am, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega, the Yeh, Ashar, the God that falls down, the flame of fire, and shut down the mouth of life. How can I carry this God? The angels who could not sustain their estate, when they came on earth, the Bible says that they married the daughters of men and produced what we call the Nephilim. Now, can I have the diagram for the Nephilim? So when they came, they produced Nephilim. But not only did they produce the Nephilim, but they taught men how to enter or access the spirit realm. So they taught men sorcery. They taught men witchcraft and wizardry. They taught men necromancy. They taught men hydromancy. Anything to do with the spirit realm. When they came, they taught men. Because that was their realm. And so when they came and had affair with the daughters of men, they introduced them to the spirit realm. And they taught them how to access the spirit realm by virtue of blood. So the blood sacrifices and everything we see today, it was the watchers that taught men. They taught men how to access the spirit realm. Because before then, men did not know anything about the spirit realm. They introduced men into the spirit realm. So when they copulated with the daughters of men, they produced what we call the Nephilim. And the Nephilim were part human, part celestial. Because their fathers were what? The fallen angels. So they were not mere men. They were men with a celestial dimension. Give me the photo of the giant. This is just a facsimile of what they would have looked like. The Nephilim. These were humans and celestial beings. According to extra-biblical materials, these were bloodsuckers. They were men of renown upon the face of the earth. They were human and celestial. Now, let me go back to the diagram. When the flood came, the flood destroyed the Nephilim and also every man upon the face of the earth. And God had to do that because in Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, the Bible said that the seed of the woman shall crush the head of the serpent. And here is a case where the seed of the woman has been corrupted by the watchers. So God had to wipe the face of the earth and begin on a new slate. So when the flood came and destroyed the Nephilim, their bodies decayed, as we all know. Their spirits went back to God because the spirit there is the neshama. The neshama is the breath of God. Everyone who has life upon the face of the earth is sustained by the neshama of God. Without that breath, you have no life. So that which kept them alive was the neshama. And the neshama, after death, everyone here, your neshama goes back to God. But their souls were corrupted souls. Their souls were evil souls. And so they could not go where the souls of men go after death. Because it was a soul that had a celestial element. It was a mixture, it was a hybrid. So their souls began to hover upon the face of the earth. And that is what we call demons. So demons are the souls or the evil spirits of the Nephilim. Because the fallen angels, Jude tells us that they are held in bondage, awaiting the judgment day. But the spirits of the Nephilim were left hovering upon the face of the earth. And that is why the definition of demons is disembodied spirit, which means that they used to have bodies, but they have been divested of their bodies. So they walk about seeking for bodies to indwell or possess.
Thank you for tuning in to today's message. If you want to stay connected with us, be sure to follow us on social media. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube under Fountain Gate Chapel, Croydon. You can also find us on Insta under Fountain Gate Word Pastures. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, where we will be posting some more inspiring content. Until next time, God bless you.